Assalamualaikum students. Today we will discuss the industrial problems and we'll look over the solutions which Pakistan has been facing since its independence. You know very well, industry always played very significant role in the economic development of any state, and Pakistan's economy is almost based on agriculture, and we are very lucky that we have enough raw material for our industry, except some major items which we needed to be import from other countries. Let's see what kind of industrial problems Pakistan is facing in different phases of his lifetime, as well as how we can go towards their solutions. We will suggest few suggestions here. And some other major agriculture products of Pakistan include onion, cotton, rice, tangerines, oranges, apricot, sugarcane, date palm, clementine, and the wheat. Dairy farming is also a large industry in Pakistan. In fact, Pakistan is the fifth largest milk producer in the world. Although Pakistan is a considerable livestock population, it spends around $40 million a year on formula milk import. Let's see how much we are spending over importing formula milk for our children, especially for children, and adding some for adults as well as. If there's a big difference, we can control it through making few reforms in industry, and it can equip our industry regarding livestock to have their own formula milk. Anyhow, categorized as semi-industrialized, Pakistan's economy has grown tremendously since its independence in 1947. Punjab and Karachi states constitute a major share in the economic growth of the country, as well as the first decade of the 21st century has experienced wide-ranging economic reforms, particularly in manufacturing and financial service sector, leading to improvement in the country's economic outlook. Pakistan's economy's second sector is the secondary sector, where Pakistan is manufacturing major goods through using his own raw materials such as cotton, textile, carpet, drug, rice, chemicals, sports goods, and other goods in their industry, and making a major manufacturing through these industries for people inside the country and outside the country. Pakistan is exporting carpet and drugs in a huge amount, as well as sports goods is liked throughout the world, and leather goods too. On the other, some other popular industries are construction materials, minerals, paper products, food processing, and beverages. Around 51.4% of the country's exports include textiles and apparel. You know, Pakistan's cotton lies throughout the world, especially in the countries where fine cotton is available, such as USA and UK. As well as Pakistan's leather goods are also favored throughout the world. The secondary sector experienced a growth of 5.4% in 2007 and 8. However, Pakistan is facing so many issues due to shortage of electricity, and it's a big problem for Pakistan's secondary sector. The third sector, which is again playing a very sensitive role and important role in Pakistan's economy, that is services sectors. The service sectors of Pakistan mainly includes industries such as finance, insurance, transport, communications, and storage that account for 24% of the country's GDP. Wholesale and retail trade has 30% share in the GDP. With increase in the country's software exports, the IT industry is emerging as a flourishing service industry. Despite union unrest, the Pakistan government is actively engaged in privatization of banking, telecommunication, and utilities to produce more good jobs in country. However, Pakistan is facing number of critical issues in its industrial areas, such as Pakistan's inherited only 34 units when it came into being out of 921. Um, so that controversial industry strategy is again our biggest problem. And then shortage of capital. We didn't have too much taxes or incomes to support our industry. And then limited markets, access to markets again, so another biggest issue. Technical know-how, lack of infrastructure, lack of industrial research, unbalanced industrial structure, labor unrest, nationalization, and lack of specialization. These are all the issues which are the basic issues that Pakistan's industries has been facing since its independence. Then we have to look the first on controversial industrial strategy. The slow growth in the industrial sector is mainly due to rapid changes in the industrial development strategies. The planners have not yet been able to solve the central issues such as secretarial between agriculture and industrial sector, balanced regional development, growth versus distribution strategy, small scale versus large scale, and capital incentives versus labor intensive, public sector versus private sectors, rural versus urban, nationalizations of industries, import substitutions versus export promotions. So these were the all the issues which is causing the problem. Then lack of capital. If you don't have a proper investment and savings, how you can be promote your industries? It's a big question, big mark on Pakistan's industries, and we always feel handicapped whenever we have to expand our industries, and we have to rely over different multinational companies which usually take out all our profit outside the country, and Pakistan again have nothing in his hand. But it's a problem to help them. Then limited markets. We know very well if we want to establish on our business, we don't have direct access to the markets. In the other world, in the other countries of the world, people usually have direct access and they have no complicated paperwork to get the access to other markets. On the contrary, Pakistan has limited domestic markets and increasing foreign competition is another obstacle in the way of industrial development. The purchasing of the common man in the country is low due to low wages and unemployment. Therefore, the demand of industrial goods in the country is not conducive to industrial growth. Market is also limited due to quality and lack of standardization. Limited market access. So we don't have proper and standardized market. Ultimately, our industry always face some problems as well as lack of technical know-how. It's very sensitive issue that we didn't have in past. We didn't have, but now we have many qualified agriculturists, industrialists. But on the other hand, not foreign qualified. If there is few foreign qualified experts, they love to do jobs outside the country due to having number of facilities there and a broad future. But in contrast, Pakistan didn't give them that much incentives which they got offers from other states. So uneducated labor and untrained work leave a negative impact on industry and people inside the country. Is not too much hard work, even though they always complain about unemployment. But whenever they are given employment, they didn't do work hardly, and ultimately they lost their jobs and also leave a negative impact on the industry as well. Then again, a big issue which we all know very well, the lack of infrastructure. The transport system of Pakistan is still under development. The existing system does not cope with the industrial and commercial requirements. Sources of power like electricity, coal, gas, and oil have not yet been fully developed. The power capacity available is not sufficient to cover the need of growing industrial sector as well as. And we can see that there are huge problems here, unable, unbalanced industrial structure, and labor unrest is again a big problem. The rapid growth of large-scale manufacturing sector in the Pakistan led to existence of substantial labor force employed in this sector. However, the standards of living of the labor force and the real wage did not increase. This led to trade union movement and strikes. This resulted in tensions between entrepreneur and labor to disturbed industrial production and efficiency. So we should make clear strategy for industrial sector. For revival and growth of industry sector, the controversial issues have to be solved once to all. Unless the danger of nationalization of industry is removed and the lost confidence is restored, the progress is in the industrial field will remain slow. As I discussed earlier, nationalizations always leave very deep negative impacts on the industrialists because they always invest to get profit. On the other hand, when they got nationalizations, or the process of nationalization started to begin, ultimately they didn't have any chance or any space from where they can get their profit. I think the government should make proper planning and proper laws that to protect privatized sector and give them some percentage the government can earn on by keeping an eye and getting by collecting the taxes as well as. So it's just very important to have a clear strategy for industry so that we can have growthable industry in Pakistan. As well as provisions of infrastructures, industry requires adequate amount of transportation, communication, and energy facilities to be provided by the government. The government of Pakistan should issue open route permits to transporting industry so their numbers may increase and the competition in use among them. This will improve the quality of service and reduce the fare as well as railway cargo should be progressed. And we have few railway tracks which links major cities such as Karachi, Lahore, Peshawar. And if we want to have a quick transportation, we should adopt modern and technical railway, and we can get a lot of benefits from them. And easy and cheap cargo systems also help us in improving our lifestyles and our industries as well as. Technical education and training is this is the biggest issue which have been evolving through PITAC. Pakistan has been developed Pakistan's industrial agriculture technical research centers and vocational commercial institutions, including Park German and Park Swedish Institution of Technology. This is going to provide technical assistance to industries to helping the dismissions of modern knowledge and improve techniques among artisan and craftsmen.